strife. What happened? And it wasn't a strife between Lot and Abram, because they were uncle and nephew. They relationship was tight, so to say. But have you ever had that where you friends with some people, and your friend got a friend, and y'all aren't just close as you and your friend? You ever had a situation like that? That's so I'm trying to make it where we can just see it. I know you're gonna read it, but I don't just make it plain where you can see it. Anyway, as we get to the text, we start off in verse 8, y'all. We pick it up in chapter 13. You ain't got your book. They're going to be in, somebody to get you a book. Somebody part of the Christian education department will be more than happy to get you a book. But as we get into the lesson starting at verse 8, we're going to try to go through the verse 18. It's chapter 13, Genesis 13, starting at verse 8, and go all the way down to verse 18. As we look at verse 8, look what it says here. It says, and Abram said unto Lot, let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdmen and thy herdmen, for we be brethren. You see Abram takes the lead there, being the senior person, using wisdom to put out this small fire that could easily have been something. I mean, how many of you know that when we get some stuff, we kind of get a little big, a little beside ourselves in so many words. But Abraham didn't want that. As a child of God, you and I, we should be ones that keep the peace. We should be the ones put out small fires that'll come our way. Hey, you ever notice that folks trust you with their stuff? People will tell you secrets about other folks, and God is calling on us as real Christians to hold that stuff at bay. It should be us saying, no, you know, no, don't look at it that way. They ain't really out to get you. That's not, and that's what Abram did with his nephew Lot, y'all. He proposed a solution for the matter, not pour gas on the fire like so many other people do. Let that not be what be said about us, y'all. That we pour gas on the fire. But he told Abram. Look what he says. He says, Abram said unto Lot, let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdmen and thy herdmen, for we be brethren. Let's not have no quarrel. Let's not fall out about none of this stuff. Then look what he says in verse 9. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take thy left hand, then I will go to the right. Or if thou depart to the right hand, I'll go to the left. He's giving some first deals, because now think about it now. Lot is the nephew. Abram is the uncle. He's older than him, and furthermore, he could have easily just told him, you take what I leave left. But Abraham, he didn't do that. He said, listen, we ain't gonna fall out. You look to the right or left, whichever side you want to go to. I'll go to the other side, so it won't be no strife between us. So we won't have no falling out. And you know, sometimes as children of God, that's got to be our plot, our plight, our plan for the whole situation. We got to be the ones that say, you know, you take your pick. You know, how many know that God will bless you wherever you go if you do it God's way? It don't really matter. We're going to see as we dig and dive deeper into the text, we're going to see how God has did it. And remember what I was saying in the onset, that maybe this trouble has arisen for Abram because he wasn't wholeheartedly all the way obedient when he got the order in chapter 12. You remember the order? Get thee out of their father's house and leave thy kinspeople alone. But he did that part of it, but he took Lot with him, his nephew. That wasn't all the way what he told him to do. Truth of the matter, Lot should have still been where he was at. But let's be honest, y'all, all of us got some people around us right now that we should have left them in the wall just similar where we got them at. Now, there ain't no slight to public housing. That's where I'm from, public housing. But you look at what God has done now. That God has elevated us to a point now that we've able to rent out houses and stuff, But nevertheless, if we do it God's way, God said, leave your father's house and leave your kindreds in Terah's land. But he took Lot with him. So now he got a problem on his hand, y'all. But he didn't, and here's another lesson I see in the lesson, that when we run into trouble, let's not just get rid of everybody. Sometimes we got to work through some of these issues and not just rise above because we can. Amen? Okay, I don't need but one. He said, well, two or three. He in the midst. y'all ain't got to say nothing. Just one person said something at all times, and we're going to press our way. And like my sister said, I don't know what you stand up there for, Reverend. We started at 8:15, and the clock had 8:22. Thank you. Listen, verse 9, verse 9, he says, it's not, he tell them, listen, and that's really be the case a lot of times when we just look at the big picture. Listen, it's not the whole land. Is it not enough land for everybody? It's enough land. Ain't no sense in us getting into it or falling out. It's enough for everybody. God got, listen, and we got to get out of this thing that we scratching and clawing with each other or to get by, because we don't serve or get by God. God got more than enough. Don't you know, you don't have to do anything unscrupulous or ungodly to get ahead in life. That God will create a position for you. Now, remember my son first started working with me at the funeral home, and I was introducing the people. Yeah, this is my son. Yeah. And he was telling people. I heard him say, "Yeah, I got the other guy's old job." And I heard him say, "I ain't said nothing the first time." He said it again. I ain't said nothing. The third time, I told him, I said, "Hey, listen. You ain't got his old job. You got your new job." Now, God don't operate like that. You don't have to ride on nobody. Oh, no, God gave you a new job. And that's what he does for us. We don't have to pull somebody down in order to get up. What we should be doing as Christians is lifting each other up, that we can be strong together when we get where we're going. Because you're going to need some help when you get where you're going. Verse 10 says, and Lot, here it is. Now, this here messed me up. Here, look what he says. And Lot lifted up his eyes, this nephew now, the younger person, and not raining on young people, because young people have some ideas that we got to have to get where we're going. And we don't want to rain on. You remember we were the young people? Now we, okay. I just want to know I ain't by myself. When somebody tell you, hey, old school, excuse me, old school. Old school, who you talking to? Well, God let us become old school. Here it is. Look what he says here. The young man, Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Zoar. Now, what's described here is a vivid picture of how Eden was. You remember over in the first chapters of Genesis, when he described Eden, it was well watered, lush land. I mean, just good. I mean, you could just look at it and tell, oh, it's some good land there. You have situations now where it just looked like that. Oh yes, sir. I'm planting tomatoes there. Yeah, squash there. Yeah. Oh, cucumbers here. This nice. And you got to understand, this was an agricultural time. That's how they had their money. Stock, fruit, livestock. That's how they portfolio look. It don't look like yours. I know you got crypto coins. I know you got all kinds of stuff now. The stocks, bonds, the I got it. But let's just go back then to this time and day when it wasn't like that, where they had cattle, where they had agriculture. And look what it says here. It says, and Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld. That means to look. And he looked and saw the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered. Don't get this. Don't look at the verse. As we get there, he describes how the land looked at before Satan showed up in chapter 3. That's all I'm saying. Don't you know all things look good and be well before Satan show up? And you got to understand that no matter how good we doing, how well we're doing, that at some point Satan gonna show up. It's just all to it. He's not in all places at all times like God is. I know it seems like it sometimes. Every time you turn around, somebody, man, somebody around that look like the devil. I got, but he's not present. He not in all places at all times. And what he do, he just sit back and watch. He see the excitement in you. He see you getting excited about this new job. He see you getting excited about this new promotion. He see you get excited about your newfound relationship, and then he comes in. That's how he do it. His tactics don't change because they work so well. And he triples up every time with one of three things. It's going to be the lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, or the pride of life. Real simple, real quick. He gonna show you something that you like that's not of God. You ever seen it? Oh, okay, I'm gonna look up at the clock and just talk to the clock. I ain't gonna talk to you, so you just look straight ahead forward. I ain't know I'm talking about you. when I say what I'm gonna say, Hey, have you ever seen? I'm talking about when you see him, you said that gotta come from heaven. Ain't nowhere in the world something that earthly look that good. I'm still looking at the clock. You just look forward. You won't get in trouble. You ever seen it, and you saying to yourself, they had to fall from heaven. You ever seen an opportunity to get ahead, but you might have to just cut a corner, and Pastor talked about this morning, while building your house on sand, you can come up with a whole lot of stuff. But if you build on the rock, some of them corners you can't cut. Where you have people just tell you. Do you ever notice you always have somebody tell you how to do the wrong thing? Girl, I wouldn't. Man, big bro, you need to do it like that. Now we got to get to a point in posture where we just tell people. I'm sharing with folks, listen, I don't need no help cutting no corner. I'm cleaning them now. We need to get to a point where we clean some corners. No, we all got PhDs in how to do it wrong. We need help in how to do it right. And that's why I say we have to be born again. We already been born. We know how to cuss. Ain't no new cuss words. There you go, Mom. Have mercy. Have mercy. Listen, and seeing like mold, you have to put sunlight on it. That's why I say if you confess your sin, see, Proverbs 28:1 said, if you cover your sin, you shall not prosper. But if you confess your sins, you will have mercy. And that's what Satan wants us to do when we find ourselves in a sinful situation. We don't want nobody to know about it. We'll be quiet about it. We won't talk about it. We won't say nothing about it. We won't read the scripture. We know that deal with it. We'll just kind of fester in it. And while we doing that, this stuff just growing, and growing until it's going to just overtake us. That's why you got to shed some light on that stuff. You got to do like me and Ken. We got to learn to laugh at yourself. You got to learn to laugh at your own self. I know I missed the mark on. Pray for your boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I slipped on that. That wasn't of God, what I said. And get back to it. Thus he said, if you confess your sin, he's faithful and just to forgive you of your sin and cleanse you from all unrighteousness. That's what you got to just confess. He ain't say come before the church. First giving honor to God, pastor head, Jesus who the head of my life, pastor, pulpit guest. I just want to tell y'all I'm sorry. No. Don't you do it. We ain't going to look at you the same. You're going to still speak. Well, we're going to laugh at you a little bit. No, don't come up here. We all can't handle that stuff. He said confess to him, not to them. Here it is, verse 11. Then Lot chose him. Look, after he looked and saw it, look, it was well watered. Look what Lot do, y'all, like so many of us. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan. And Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves one from the other. We got to be careful about judging books by a cover. Stuff look good, don't always be good. And we got to keep that in mind when we cast our judgment on people. That's why we can't give up on people all the time. How many of you been in position where people thought you was over with for you? People heard about your bad fortune and they counted you out. But look how God has raised you up. Look how God has lifted you from that muck and miry. Now you got your joy back. You laughing. That's why I try to laugh every chance I get. You don't know where he brought me from. You hear people say he reached way down. I'm talking about way down. I'm talking deep down. I got to walk around here and get down. That's how far down he had to get me. You know when you leave that bread in the oven too long, when you get it out, you get ready to throw it in the God, mama grab your arm. You better scrape that bread. That's what God had to do. I had to scrape me. When put some butter on your stomach, won't know the difference. Yes, sir. Yes, Lord. Lot, he looked out, saw a well water. He chose that side. We going east. Let's go, brothers. We going where this water is. And he had a lot of cattle with him, so he wanted to go where the water was at. And so many times we fall for that same stuff. Where we look at that it look good, that we judge people based on how they look. And it's amazing to me how people who can afford to get stuff get all the free stuff. You ever seen it? Folks that got money, that's successful, that's who get all this stuff. Those you say, what about me? I work hard, I tithe, I go home every day, I help clean up, I change the clothes out if they're in the washing machine. Listen, it ain't always good to just look at the outside of stuff. And thank God he don't just look at our outside. Because just looking at one another, I have never seen such a picture of holiness. I mean, I have never seen such. My God, all the angels are with us this morning. We want that to be the case. We want that to be the case, but that ain't always the case. And the folks who think that we rule out, that's who God wants to elevate. God says in Corinthians that he takes the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. The weak things to confound the strong. The stuff we think weak, that's what God want to use. So that we can't glory in it. So we can't be shouting about, look what I done. No, you ain't did it. We got to deflect this stuff and tell them now just by God's grace that I made that happen. It was God's grace. It wasn't thank you though. It was God. It was the God in me who did it. Here it is. Look what Lot does, y'all. And I just believe so many of us just like Lot. Then Lot chose all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east. And they separated themselves, the one from the other. Separated themselves one from the other. Verse 12 says, Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent towards Sodom. Here it is. It looked good over there. And Abraham trusted God. He told him, whatever way you choose, I'll go the other way. And that's how we got to be. We don't have to put people down or say malicious stuff about people because they look like they're rising. You don't know what they went through. You don't know what they had to endure to get what they got. You see people, I had one of my best friends, he gone to heaven now. He one of the first persons in our little group, bought him a great big old house out on Ross Road before they put the lights and stuff out there. Wasn't even no lights out there, 2 lane out there on Ross Road. Man, I'm talking about, oh man, nice house. Man, didn't have nothing in it but an air mattress. Now I went out there one day and man, I told him, man, hurry up. He told me, said, man, I got to change clothes. Come on in. I had never been in, man, because we always talk about, man, he made it. He did it. This man doing good. He out on Ross Road. Man, I went in the house, he might just have a seat, You got some invisible chairs or something. Where you want me to sit at? I see you got a Chinese theme in here. We sitting on the floor. All right, my friend, listen, my dear friend. I ain't have no funds in the house. He talking about they ain't delivered the funds yet. Look, I'm laughing at now. I'm laughing at now. I'm laughing at now. He like I say, he in heaven now, y'all. Look, man, he ain't had no funds in the house. Talking about man, just sit down anywhere, huh? Yeah, you right. You right. Listen, and what I'm saying, and how that fits into the text, I know what you're saying now, he done went on one. Listen, Lot picked what looked like was good. We can't allow the world to let us choose what look good. But we need to stay in God's will. I ain't no sense in us running out on Ross Road when we ain't got Ross Road money. You faced with the challenge right now. You see your friend just got a new car. But your car paid for. Ain't no lights on the dashboard. You doing good. You service it when you want it to get serviced. Don't get caught up because it look good. You don't know what kind of trouble a person may have trying to hold on to the stuff they got trying to look good. And that's what happened to Lot. He saw it was well watered. It looked good. But we got the complete story. We know the end of it. Look what verse 12, look at here. What he told Abram, verse 12. Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan. Canaan ain't new to us, y'all. You remember in the beginning, in the book of Genesis, Canaan was the promised land. Y'all remember? That was the land flowing with milk and honey. That's what we need to try to get to Canaan. We don't have to be fooled by something that look good. We need to be trying to go to the promised land. And it was amazing to me because the word Canaan means to be brought down by a heavy load. Meaning that when on our way to Canaan sometime, we might have to endure some hardships. On our way to Canaan, we might have to have some hard times fall on us to push us to what God wants us to be sometime. It's just like when he told the disciples, get in the ship and go on the other side. He didn't tell them when they got halfway in the Sea of Galilee that a storm was going to rise, that the winds was going to get boisterous, and that the waves going to beat on the ship. He didn't tell them. He just told them go to the other side. And in fact, he was so sure that we were going to the other side, the Bible said he was asleep in the hinder part of the ship. Get this, on a pillow. Yeah, Najee, that's good slobbing sleep there. Look, on a pillow. And that's what we can rest in the Lord. When God tells us, and sometimes God will speak to us sometimes, and people won't understand that God spoke to you. You got to listen to the voice of God and not the people of them. Because sometimes the people will be wrong. Sometimes the people want you to crash anyway. Sometimes people don't know God like you know him. And God will tell you some stuff that people won't tell you. Like when Jesus got baptized, he came out to Jordan. They couldn't see it, but he heard a voice from heaven. Pretty much like me this morning. I was wrong because I supposed to start at 8:15. It was a voice from heaven said, listen, go ahead, Reverend. We start at 8:15. What you waiting on? You got to listen for God's voice sometime. And that's what we got to do, y'all. We trying to get to Canaan. Just because somewhere look good may not be the place for us. Verse 13 says, but the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. Listen, what looked good turned out to be a wicked place to be. And sometimes that happens to us sometimes. We going back to what we had saw. Man, that had to fall from heaven. See, I'm looking at the clock. Ooh, heavenly. Ooh-wee. That had to fall from heaven. Man, golly. Don't work. Can't cook. Don't clean. Can't keep no job. It looked it like it was good and well watered. Man, like gas and water ain't got enough water for that. Yeah, get to Canaan. Verse 14 said, and the Lord said unto Abram, and I love it because God ain't stopped talking to us. Then that's what you got to keep in mind. Satan ain't the only one doing no talking. Now, he might be loud and boisterous, but God is talking to his people. And if he ain't talking, Read your text. read your text. He talking. God, the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now thine eyes and look from the place where thou art northward, southward, eastward, and westward. He's renewing the promise that he told him that he was going to make them a nation that of many people. Look, verse 15 says, for all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. This is what God is renewing the promise, what he told Abraham. And you think about when I read that, I thought about Revelations. When John said, I looked and saw a number that I couldn't count. That's the one we in. I got one of our neighbors is Jehovah's false witness. And anyway, she said, listen, you ought to be part of what we're part of. And she said, listen, here's a track. I'm on my way to work right now. I don't have time to break it down to you. Just read the track. And so I just looked at it, and the first thing jumped off the page and said, it'd be 144,000 saved. Then it went on and said, it's 3 million of them already. I said, wait a minute. That math ain't mathing. Look, listen, it's 144,000 gonna be saved. It's already 3 million. I'm gonna make 3 million in one. No, I don't like them chances. I don't like them chances. I couldn't wait for her to get off work. And I told her, here go your pamphlet back. I had a chance to read over it. Listen, I want to tell you about something, though. If you turn over to Revelation real quick, let me show you something. You don't have to worry about it. It said, because you have a number that ain't been counted. That's the one we in. That's the one that I'm looking for, the one that he promised Abraham. So you don't be fooled by how nice and kind people are. They should bring banana nut breads. Try this, try this, and you want to be kind to people. You don't want to be mean. We don't want to be, because listen, we the salt of the earth, the light of the world. We want to flavor the situation. We want to shine some goodness on the situation. We don't want to be mean about nothing. But when we run into something that's erroneous, we want to point it out in a nice and loving, gentle way. I told you, here go your pamphlet. Get it back. I'm being this number. That the sands of the earth, the dust of the earth, and just imagine what kind of number that is. Because it said, whosoever will. That's us. Whosoever will. Believe in our heart that he died and got up. That's the number that we will be in, y'all. Listen, but God, in these next few verses, he's just further showing Abraham what's going to happen to him for doing what he did. And you got to understand, y'all got to keep this in mind, that the goodness that we are enduring, the goodness that we are receiving, it's not for us. It's for his name's sake. God is allowing us to prosper because we believe in him. Not because we so wonderful. You just got through cussing. You know it ain't for you. You just got through talking about that woman. You know it ain't for you. Come on. It's for his name's sake, though. God is allowing stuff to still stand because you standing on it. Can you imagine that? Just with that knowledge, I know many of us, when I run across stuff like this, I be waiting for review time on my job. I'm the reason the company's still standing. That's all I'm getting for a raise? No, I won't send nobody out. Listen. It is. Listen, we the reason why stuff still. Listen, the church is the reason why God hadn't split the sky and came back and got us yet, because he waiting on us to get it right. He just waiting on us. He just waiting on us to get it right. That's all that's happening in our life. Listen, what we got? I got two more. What we got? Two more verses. Where we at? Where we stop at? 16. 16. I'll make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall that seed also be numbered.
verse 17 says, arise, walk through the land in the length of it, in the breadth of it, for I give it unto thee. He promised him all. He said, look to the south, the north, the east, and the west. And he going to give him everything that he see and walk upon. And don't confuse that with name it and claim it. Blab it and grab it. Call it and haul it. No, it ain't that. This is some abiding that's got to go on. And look what Abraham did. Listen, here's our motto right here, verse 18. I'm concluding, just reading it. This the close, just reading it. It says, then Abram removed his tent and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord. That's what we got to do, y'all. When God elevate us and take us to some places that we hadn't been, we got to build us an altar, and give praises unto the God who did it, y'all. That's our lesson.
Good morning, good morning. The Lord has woke us up this morning, brought us over into the 9th month of the year. Thanks be to God, because it could have been the other way. At this time, we're going to call for, and thank you, Pastor Reverend Sanders, for that lesson this morning. Let's give him a hand for that. This time, we're going to ask Sister Webb to come and give us our reassembly song.
Good morning, saints. Let us stand for our reassembly song. Appreciate you. I will trust in the Lord until I die. I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in. I will trust in the Lord until I die. I will trust in. Oh, I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in until I die. I'm gonna treat everybody right. I'm gonna treat everybody. Oh, I'm gonna treat everybody right until I die. I'm gonna treat everybody right. I'm gonna treat everybody right. I'm gonna treat everybody right until I die. I'm gonna stay on the battlefield. I'm gonna stay on battlefield. I'm gonna stay on the battlefield until I die. I'm gonna stay on the. Yes, I'm gonna stay on the. Oh, I'm gonna stay on the. Until I die.
At this time, we're going to ask for our pastor to come and give us our highlights for today.
What happened to the in-between? To our superintendents and to our Christian Education Director, Reverend Sanders, that blessed us this morning in our virtual class, and to each of you, it is so good to be here and to have this wonderful, marvelous privilege. God has a unique insight. God try hard to warn us and to keep us from encountering stuff that we can't see up front. God says to Abraham, I need you to leave town, leave the country, and whatever you do, don't take your family with you. He said, whatever you do, don't take your family. But you know, when we say blood is thicker than water, and we say, I can handle this. Always people that think you can handle stuff that nobody else can handle. God distinctly said, don't take nobody else. So he left. He took his father, he took his brother, and took his nephew. His father went so far, he died along the way. Then his brother passed. And now it's just Abraham and Lot. They've accumulated a lot of things, a lot of livestock, cattle. But as the Lord would have it, the maids of Lot start fighting Abraham's maids. The men servants of Lot start fighting the men servants of Abraham. The cows got into it. Lot's cows start fighting Abraham's cows. Just a ruckus. So Abraham says to Lot, listen, we're going to have to make a decision. So we're going to have to separate for this thing to work. And even when it comes to family, you have to love them enough to let them leave. You have to love them enough to let them linger. You have to love them enough to let them learn. We must also understand that the blessing is not in the land, it's in the man. That God can bless you wherever you are. I've seen people that would leave Memphis and go to New York because they were prosperous in Memphis. When they got there, they were prosperous there. But I've also seen people that didn't do nothing in Memphis, and they went to California and didn't do nothing. You see, it's in you. It's not in your geographical location. Abraham said to Lot, listen, you go east and I'll go west. Or I'll go east, you go west. He said, I'm going to give you the chance and the choice to make your own decision. Lot looked across the fence and saw how green the grass was. The grass always looked greener on the other side of the fence. Can I hang that just for a moment? It looked greener on the other side. You ever seen a man that's got a beautiful wife and she just ain't dressed that well. She may have a couple of snag teeth in her mouth and hair's a little kinky, what have you. Got a fair shape, but it ain't all that. And then he started looking on the other side of the fence, not knowing if he just invest a little bit in them, get a teeth fix, send her to the beauty shop, get her hair, take her to the mall and get her a couple dresses she ain't quite like, buy a couple girls for her, shape her up and give her some cologne and put on, and she'll look better than the one that you're looking at. The grass just, it looked greener on the other side of the fence. So old bull was in a pasture with about 100 cows, and he was there to serve one bull, 100 cows for him to serve. He looked across the fence and saw a cow on the other side of the fence, 3 cows to be exact. He got 100 cows over here. He had to get across the fence to get these other pretty cows. He started sticking his head through the fence and couldn't get through, couldn't loosen the wire up. He ran back, took a long jump, jumped over the fence, scratched his stomach up, and started loping over to where these 3 cows. When he got to them, he discovered they were bulls too. Grass looked greener on the other side of the fence. Lot saw that the grass looked greener, and so he pitched it towards Sodom. That's too close to temptation. How many know you can't play with sin because sin will get you down? Sin may look good, but it sure ain't good for you. He pitched his tent and he went in the wrong direction. And the same uncle that gave him a choice had to go rescue him. I guess I need to tell us, be careful when you leave home, the way you leave home. There are a whole lot of people would love to come back home, but they left the wrong way. And when you leave the wrong way, it's hard to come back and face what you left. Because all of us can make bad decisions and bad choices. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 said, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I thought as a child. I understood a child. It don't look like nothing wrong with that statement. It's in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I thought as a child. I understood as a child. But that's the wrong way of handling it. He spoke first. He understood second and thought last. That's backwards. You see, when you make decisions, you need to think first, understand second, and speak last. That's why when God made us, he gave us 2 eyes, 2 holes in our nose, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. That I am to see first, hear second, and speak last. If you handle it that way, you don't have to keep going back saying, I'm sorry. When folks say, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry. Here I come, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. If you would think first and understand second and then speak last, you won't have to say, I'm sorry all the time. Make sense to y'all? That's all I got.
Thank you, Pastor, for that. This time we're going to come with our announcements. Our announcement is follow. Bible study Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Congress will be here the third week of this month, which is the 16th through the 19th at 6:15 to 8:30. During that time, they will have a senior and a retirees at 4 o'clock, class for seniors and retirees at 4 o'clock. It's a special class, and it will be free. But Congress classes are $20.